Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of Kendra Engineering College, Pantwar. In this video session, we'll check regarding the second application of op-amp, which is pretty important from the laboratory point of view also. So normally, as I explained, op-amps are a differential amplifiers which can amplify the difference of two signals based on the amplification factor and can get the output. So that particular parameter or that particular property of op-amp will be utilized here in order to compare two voltages. So as you all know, when I speak about my op-amp has got two terminals. One is non-inverting terminal and other one is inverting terminal. So you can check here. This is your inverting terminal and this is a non-inverting terminal to which you can apply the voltages. Based on the difference of the voltages, whatever you applied, your output will get or you will be getting the output based on the amplification factor or based on the gain of this particular op-amp. So what you do here is you take a inverting terminal will be grounded, which means one of the voltage what is applied to a circuit to the differential amplifier is 0 and one more voltage which is applied to the non-inverting terminal is actually obtained from the output through the voltage divider network. So you are very familiar with this voltage divider network which we have already seen in the biasing of the transistor or voltage divider biasing of the transistors. We have seen at the input side I used to connect two resistors and those resistors used to divide the voltage VCC and give the equivalent current to the input or to the base of the transistor. So one more voltage what has to be applied to the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp is actually obtained from the output side using the voltage divider network. This particular application is called as Schmitt-Trigger circuit. So Schmitt-Trigger circuit is basically a voltage comparator or you are going to compare two voltages. So you can give the voltages of your choice as an input. But what we do here is the input voltage what has to be supplied is obtained from the output of the op-amp and that same voltage is applied to the positive terminal or you can call it as regenerative feedback or you can also call it as positive feedback. Coming to the working of this particular circuit, let us say that for example, we're speaking about the Schmitt-Trigger circuit, you can call it as a fast operating voltage level detector. So, which will be employing positive feedback as it is explained. So, you need two voltages here, right? One is grounded and one is obtained from the output side. The voltage what is grounded, we will call this particular voltage as reference voltage, okay? Because I said I'm going to compare. When you are going to compare, you need to have some reference, right? So the reference voltage is actually the ground voltage. Reference voltage is normally 0 here and the output voltage is or the one more voltage is taken from output side and it is fed to the input. So these two voltages are to be compared here. So basically I am going to compare V reference which is actually 0 with the V output Also as I am going with the positive or regenerative feedback here, we will look into the working of this with respect to the waveform. Let us say that the input voltage, that is this positive voltage whatever I am speaking here, that goes on increasing. That starts from 0 and it goes on increasing. By the time your input voltage reaches a particular point or by the time it reaches a particular value, the output of that particular circuit will go to negative. Here the input voltage Vin is applied to the inverting input terminal and the feedback voltage goes to the non-inverting terminal. So the input voltage whatever you have taken is 0, right? This is 0. This is taken to be 0 here. Or let us say that you apply some voltage. Let us say that you apply some voltage to the input. For time being, let us consider that you apply a sinusoidal voltage. You apply a sinusoidal voltage. Now, when you apply a sinusoidal voltage to the input, and when it is getting compared with the one more voltage, see here, let's go. This is your input voltage what you have applied. So this is the positive peak of the reference voltage and this is the negative peak of the reference voltage. When the input voltage crosses the positive peak, when the input voltage what you have applied crosses the positive peak, the output of this Schmitt trigger circuit will come to 0 or will go to minus V saturation. Before that, until it was crossing that voltage, it was plus V saturation and it will remain at minus V saturation until the input voltage whatever you have applied crosses the negative value. The negative value until it once it crosses the negative value, your output will go to plus V saturation. So basically, these are the two reference points what I have set for my Schmitt trigger circuit. As I am using positive feedback here, by the time your input voltage crosses the positive peak of the reference voltage, your output will become minus V saturation. And it will remain in minus V saturation until the input voltage crosses the lower peak of the reference. Once it crosses the lower peak of the reference, your output will come to positive V saturation. And this is going to repeat. This particular phenomenon is going to repeat in your Schmitt trigger circuit. The positive reference whatever you have set is called as upper triggering point and the negative reference or the lower peak whatever you have set as reference is called as lower triggering point. The upper triggering point and the lower triggering point are basically set by the voltage what you are applying. So for time being what we'll say is, we'll say that this is your reference voltage and this is your input. So this reference voltage is basically set by the output using the voltage divider network. Using the voltage divider network, you have set the reference voltage. In the reference voltage, you have set upper triggering point and lower triggering point. Once the input voltage crosses the upper triggering point, your output will become negative. And it will remain negative until your input crosses the lower triggering point. Once it crosses the lower triggering point, it will become positive. And this particular phenomenon is going to repeat. The values of the upper triggering point and the lower triggering point are basically set by this particular resistors, right? So the formula for upper triggering point and the lower triggering point is given by R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V saturation. You ignore of this E here. And the lower triggering point is given by R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into minus V saturation, because upper triggering point will make your device get into minus V saturation and the lower triggering point will push your device into plus V saturation, and the voltage what will be present during the upper triggering point is V saturation and the voltage what is present during the lower triggering point is minus V saturation. So these are your two formulas in order to find out the upper triggering point and lower triggering point, which basically gives you the hysteresis curve. Hysteresis curve or hysteresis voltage is basically the difference between the upper triggering point and the lower triggering point, which is given by UTP minus LTP. And if you carry out the difference here, you can substitute these formulas and you can get the formula 2 into R2 divided by R1 into V saturation, where R2 divided by R1 plus R2 is given by, or it is substituted by beta. This is what it happens. This is what it normally happens in case of your Schmitt trigger circuit. So you basically have two voltages. One is your reference voltage and one is the input voltage. You are comparing the input voltage with the reference voltage. When the input voltage crosses the positive peak of the reference voltage, your output will go negative. When the input voltage crosses the negative peak of the reference voltage, your output will go positive. And this is called as non-inverting Schmitt trigger circuit. In the similar manner, you can build a inverting Schmitt trigger circuit also. When I speak about the inverting Schmitt trigger circuit, or inverting Schmitt trigger comparator, the circuit looks like this. See, check out here. So non-inverting terminal is given with the input voltage and the reference voltage is also given to the non-inverting terminal only. The inverting terminal is permanently grounded. It is permanently grounded here. You can see it here. So in case of the previous circuit, what I used to do was I used to give the input voltage to the inverting terminal and the reference voltage was given to the non-inverting terminal. In case of the inverting split trigger comparator circuit, the inverting terminal is grounded and the non-inverting terminal is being fed with the reference voltage as well as with the input voltage. So the input voltage will get compared with the reference voltage here. The only difference here with respect to the inverting split trigger circuit is, whereas in case of the previous circuit, when the input voltage was crossing your UTP or the upper triggering point, your output used to go negative. Your output used to go negative. If you want to check out, you can see here. When the input was crossing the UTP, your output was going positive here. Whereas in case of non-inverting split trigger circuit, when the input voltage crosses UTP, your output will become positive and it will remain positive until it reaches LTP, lower triggering point or lower triggering potential, and it will remain at negative or it will go to minus V saturation and it will remain at V saturation, minus V saturation until your reference or input voltage crosses LTP of the reference voltage. And this curve, whatever you can see here, this is the hysteresis curve. This is your hysteresis curve of your split trigger circuit. UTP is given by, with respect to the same thing, UTP is given by R2 into V saturation divided by R1. LTP is given by R2 into minus V saturation divided by R1. You can find out V hysteresis and you can get the formula with respect to V hysteresis also. So this is with respect to your split trigger circuit. So split trigger is basically a voltage comparator circuit in which you can configure it to be a inverting and non-inverting. In case of your inverting, the input voltage is applied to the inverting terminal of your split trigger and the reference voltage is obtained from the output using a voltage divider network. Whereas in case of your non-inverting, your inverting terminal is grounded, your inverting terminal is permanently grounded and reference voltage is applied or input voltage is applied to the positive terminal or the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp, to which I am applying the reference voltage also. So normally in the lab, which experiment you are carrying out is, you are carrying out this experiment. You are carrying out this experiment or you are carrying out a inverting split trigger circuit where you will set the UTP and LTP values. Based on the UTP and LTP values, you will make a selection of R2 and R1, because LTP and UTP values are basically set by the resistors what I choose here. So they will ask you conduct a split trigger experiment setting a value of UTP and LTP to be equal to 2 volt and minus 2 volt. So based on the UTP and LTP values, you have to set the values of R1 and R2. So R1 and R2 basically will decide where my input voltage has to be dropped down and where my input voltage has to be dropped up, when it has to remain in V saturation and when it has to remain in minus V saturation. This is decided by your R1 and R2. See, even here I can see the R1 and R2 circuit. This is regarding your inverting and non-inverting split trigger circuit.